This is the story of a car crash, a stolen vehicle, and a defendant on a collision course with reality. 18-year-old Dean Pablo Delgado stands before a judge, having admitted to unauthorized use of a vehicle, a state jail felony. He's here for sentencing, hoping for a slap on the wrist. What he gets instead is a brutal life lesson from a judge who refuses to let his entitlement and dishonesty slide. She's about to peel back every layer of his life, from his decision to drop out of high school to the drugs he's hiding from the court and his own parents. But this hearing is just the beginning. Stick around to see how this one last chance spirals into a shocking series of new crimes and a final desperate court date where everything comes crashing down. This isn't just a sentencing, it's a countdown to total self-destruction.
996 State of Texas versus Dean Pablo Delgado. Can our parties announce for the record for the state? All right, and Mr. Delgado, come forward. And are you Dean Pablo Delgado? All right, you're going to need to keep your voice up. Mr. Delgado, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea bargain agreement, there's to be a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. This will run concurrent with County Court Cause number 658820. State will take in consideration County Court Cause number 679858. There's to be restitution payable to Taylor, Taylor, Holly, Holley, Hughes, Raul, Reyes, Reyez, Mendez, Mendez. Did you understand that to be the agreement? Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours of community service restitution, no contact with Taylor Holly Hughes, Raul Reyes Mendez, John Jay High School, and Cats 1 and 2. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence?
State offers Exhibit 1 and all that.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence state's exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. Right after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state, why is there to be no contact with John Jay High School?
Your Honor, that was a part of the conditions that were put in the file. From my understanding is that this crash happened in the John Jay area.
Okay. All right, and how old are you? Did you graduate high school? Why not? I mean, there's an answer for that. I'm waiting. Why? Well, I mean, the truth. Your only job as a child is going to school. Your mom and dad are here, so I'm assuming they allowed you to go to school. So all you had to do was go to school. That was your job. Some people see it as
The judge isn't just asking about school, she's probing for the root of the problem. Delgado's simple answer or lack thereof reveals a life devoid of responsibility. His only job as a teenager was to go to school, and he couldn't even do that. By his own admission, he was just living at his parents' house, doing nothing. The judge immediately connects this idleness to the police report, mentioning he was getting buzzed, and calls out his sense of entitlement. She's painting a picture for him and his parents. This wasn't a simple mistake. It was the inevitable result of a directionless life. She's not just here to sentence him for a crime. She's trying to dismantle the very mindset that led him to her courtroom in the first place.
It's a full-time job. My mom would always say, going to school is your job. So you can unwind and play a little bit when you get home, but then you do your homework. So my question to you is why you dropped out of school? All right. And so when you dropped out of school and stopped going, where were you living? And see, maybe your mom should have put you out, because the rules in our house was either you're going to school or you're getting a job, but you're not going to be sitting around the house getting buzzed, as what I see in this police report, doing nothing with your life. Because that's when people have a sense of entitlement. So meanwhile, I guess your mom and dad were working and you just not going to school, doing your own thing, like you're taking a gap year. If you take a gap year, that's supposed to be after you graduate from high school. You don't take a gap year during high school. Do you understand? And so what drugs have you been using? I'm not talking about at the Bexar County Jail. I'm like, what drugs have you been using in your lifetime? No, it's more than marijuana. So here's the thing. You better be honest with me. Otherwise, let me just tell you what's going to end up happening. What's going to end up happening is I'm not going to sentence you today. You're going to go back to the Bexar County Jail. A PSI report will be filed. And at that time, I'll see what drugs you've been using in the past. I'm trying to set conditions so that you can be successful on probation, because otherwise, if you're unsuccessful, you're looking at going to the state jail facility for 2 years. And I know your parents are here and maybe you don't want to know, but you better tell me the truth. So other than marijuana, what other drugs have you been using? What pills? Here's the thing. Now's the time to tell the truth, because let me just tell you, if I let you walk out of this.
This is a critical moment of confrontation. The judge has him cornered on his drug use, and now she's demanding the one thing that will prove he's ready to change: the name of his supplier. Delgado freezes. His refusal to answer is a massive red flag for the judge. She sees it as him protecting his criminal lifestyle over his own future. Notice her strategy here. She makes him turn around and look at his parents, the only people in the room who support him. She's isolating him, making it clear that his loyalty to this unnamed friend is a direct betrayal of his family. She's giving him a choice: break ties with his past right now in this courtroom, or face the consequences of going back to jail.
Courtroom, and I don't give you the help that you need, you're going to end up using again, and you may end up killing somebody, and that's not happening on my watch. So what type of pills have you been taking? You need to speak up so that I can hear you and so your parents can hear. Mhm. Where were you getting pills from? And who is this person you know? You need to say, because let me just tell you, do you turn around? Do you see that person in the courtroom? Who's in the courtroom for you? All right. And who else? Turn around. All right. So those are the only people who are in the courtroom for you right now. So right now in this situation, the only friend you have is your mom. So who is this other person? What's their name? All right. We can have this sentencing at the Bexar County Jail, where you go there and then they do a PSI report.
What is the name of the pill?
Oh, so now you know?
I don't know what's the name of the pill. I know that they're called bars.
So have you been doing Xanax bars?
Not since the day I got arrested.
So we have marijuana, we have Xanax bars. What else have you been doing? Alcohol? And what's the name of this person that you hang out with the pills? What is the name? Yes. Yes, you do know him like that. So what is the name?
The interrogation just got more personal and far more humiliating. By asking who feeds him, clothes him, and gives him a roof over his head, the judge is systematically stripping away any illusion of adulthood or independence he might have. She forces him to verbally admit that at 18 years old, he is completely dependent on his parents for his very survival. This isn't just about establishing facts, it's a psychological tactic. She's making him confront the stark reality that while he acts like a grown man making his own rules, he contributes nothing and relies on others for everything. This foundation of dependency is what she believes fuels his irresponsible behavior, and she wants him to feel the full weight of that shame.
How do you not know the name when I asked you for the name and you said you didn't want to give me the name? Unfold your arms. Uncross your arms. What is the person's name? Because you're not going to be allowed to be around them on probation. And I can tell you right now, you're talking about working in the oil field. Oil field does not accept anybody to be working if you're using marijuana, Xanax bars, and alcohol, because you're working with heavy machinery and anybody can be injured and killed if you are not in your right mind. So what's the name of the person? Give me the first name of the person who gave you these pills. Do you have any younger brothers or sisters? How old are they? Do you know?
17,
And what else?
2,
Have you ever had employment? So how have you been supporting yourself? How are you? Okay, you've never had employment in your life, right? That's either yes or no. So how have you been eating?
The judge's detailed breakdown of the Geico insurance situation is a masterclass in translating legal consequences into real-world impact. To Delgado, crashing the car was just a joyride that ended badly, but the judge is forcing him to see the domino effect of his actions. She explains that his fun will likely cause his aunt's insurance premiums to skyrocket, or even worse, force her into a new car loan if the vehicle is totaled. She's making it painfully clear that his irresponsible choices have direct and lasting financial consequences for the very people who support him. This isn't about the court's punishment anymore, it's about the personal and financial damage he inflicts on his own family.
Because you're 18 years old, and if you have not eaten in your 18 years, you will be dead. So how have you been supporting yourself? Who has been clothing you? Who has been feeding you? Who has been giving you a roof over your head? So what are your plans for your future?
and I will start working.
Doing what? And what if you can't work in the oil fields? Doing what? Do you have any children? All right, is there any questions from anyone else? Oh, let me ask you this. The car, I read that it belonged to your aunt. Is that correct?
I believe it said, he said it was the other person in the vehicle, his aunt,
Mhm.
not.
So who do you think is going to pay for that? For the damages? I know everybody's dependent on Geico to pay for that, but guess what? Geico, the person who is that person that they're insured with, they have to pay premiums to Geico. So guess what? That person, Geico is probably going to increase their premiums, which, do I think that's wrong, Brenda? When they've been paying the Geico insurance and paying people insurance? Yes, I do. But that's not how it works in the real world. In the real world, what ends up happening is Geico may pay to fix their car. They may say that car was totaled. And you know what's going to happen if that car is totaled? She's going to end up with a car note because she's going to have to get a new car. And if I could, and if it were within my purview, and if it were legal for me to do it, when she gets a new car, if that car is totaled, I would have you pay the notes on it. Because there's nothing worse than having a car that is completely paid off, and then some Yahoo like you are driving around without a license, going for a joyride, and also being intoxicated in the vehicle, according to this police report. And now they have a new car note, and you're just, well, living your life. I'm not going to have that. You understand? So he's going to go on GPS, and I'm not letting him go to an oil field until he proves to me that he can actually get his life together. And you're going to be placed on GPS, and you're going to get a job. And if you don't get a job, you're not going to be living at your mom's house. You're going to end up living on your own, because somebody got to teach you a lesson to be a responsible adult. And I think that's going to be me. You understand? So this is what I'm going to do. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. Yes.
Sorry, Your Honor. Do you think we could write probate?
Yes. There's 2 years deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution, if any, and no contact. Taylor, Holly Hughes, Raul Reyes Mendez. There's to be 100 hours of community service restitution, and I am not waiving or giving you credit for any of that community service restitution. You're going to have to do it all. And if you don't do it all, what's going to end up happening is a motion to revoke may be filed against you, and you may end up going to the state jail facility for 2 years. There's going to be proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider with minors. GPS, partial for work, and that's going to be with the curfew of 8 p.m. Monday. Curfew of 8 p.m.
This isn't just probation. It's a roadmap to rock bottom if he fails. The judge has laid out an incredibly strict set of rules designed to force responsibility upon him. GPS tracking with an 8 p.m. curfew, 100 hours of community service with no credit, and random drug tests are just the start. The real hammer is the ultimatum. Get a job or be enrolled in school full-time within 90 days, or he can no longer live with his mother. He will be on his own, likely heading to a homeless shelter like Haven for Hope. The judge has effectively removed his safety net. This is his one and only shot to build a life. Do you think these harsh conditions will save him, or is he being set up for an even bigger fall?
If he is working and his schedule is past 8 p.m., then of course he can be allowed to extend the curfew. And that's Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, it's full GPS, so he is to remain at home.
Just when you thought his second chance was underway, the scene changes completely. Time has passed, and Dean Delgado is back in front of the same judge, but this time he's in a jail jumpsuit. He didn't just mess up, he spiraled. We are now in a new hearing to set his bond because while on probation for stealing his aunt's car, he was arrested for entirely new charges. And these aren't minor violations. The transcript reveals he's now accused of 2 more serious offenses, including theft of a firearm. The judge's attempt to put him on the straight and narrow has failed spectacularly, and now the stakes are infinitely higher. He went from getting a chance at freedom to being accused of crimes that could send him away for a very long time.
There's going to be regular reporting, and we're going to do the UA hotline until further notice. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month until further notice. And if he does not have employment by 90 days, he is no longer allowed to live with his mom. Mom, is he allowed to live with you? No, I mean, right now, is he allowed to live with you? All right, so he is allowed to live with his mom But if he is not employed within 90 days or in school full-time, he is no longer allowed to live with her, and you'll need to get your job and get your life together the best way you know how. So he's allowed to with his mother for 90 days. If not employed or in school full-time, then he needs to go to Haven for Hope. Is there anything else that he needs, probation? And I'm going to get to the cats 1 and 2 in just a second. Is there anything you need, Mr. Delgado, other than what I'm giving you right now? All right, so here's your cats 1 and 2. And the reason why I'm going to give you cats 1 and 2 is because there's going to be a lot on your plate that I'm asking of you. So cats 1 and 2, you should have already learned this because you're 18 years old. You are not allowed to steal. Do not take anything that doesn't belong to you. I don't care if somebody has a vehicle and they leave the keys in the car. The keys in ignition. You're not allowed to do that. Do you understand? Now, because of your actions, this person is probably out of a vehicle because it's damaged. They're not with it. And even if it is not totaled, it's not fixed. They got to wait and drive around into a rental. And if they didn't pay the right price to Geico, guess what? They have to pay for that rental car. Do you understand? We're off the record. Mr. Delgado, you had better change your life and get your life in order. This whole thing where you're buzzing what you put in the police report, you could have killed someone, killed the people who you're with, or killed yourself. And then your mom would have been crying because her baby's dead. Or your mom would have been crying because you're going to prison for a long time because you've killed someone. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. Probation. All right, and have you conferred with the state on a possible agreement to the motion or no?
Yes, I have,
Okay.
for one of the motions, Your Honor.
Okay, there's 2 motions?
There are 2 motions.
Ah. Well, I may need that. The only motion I have is a motion to set bond.
I'll give both.
All right, thank you.
One is the CM. We haven't
Ah,
really discussed the CM, but we did discuss the DC.
let me find him on the docket.
The debate over the bond amount boils down to one simple damning fact. Delgado is accused of committing these new thefts while under the court's supervision for his first felony. The prosecutor's argument is powerful since a magistrate judge already set a $15,000 bond for one of the new cases. The bond for the related case should be just as high. They are essentially arguing that he has proven himself to be a risk to the community and untrustworthy. The defense attorney's claim that his involvement was fairly limited seems weak in comparison. Delgado has demonstrated a pattern of criminal behavior, and now the court has to decide how much of a risk he poses if released again.
All right. Court is going to call for purposes of setting a bond, 2022 CR 3996 and CM 114252, State of Texas versus Dean Pablo Delgado. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Saban.
Defense?
Ron Zimmerman for Mr. Delgado.
All right, and there's a request for bond in each of these cause numbers. The first bond request for the 2022 CR 3996, the defendant is on deferred adjudication. He's entitled to a bond and he's on deferred adjudication for the state jail felony on authorized use of a vehicle. Is there a proposed agreement for a bond amount?
Yes, there is, Your Honor.
Yes.
7,000, Your Honor.
Despite the new serious allegations of vehicle and firearm theft while on probation, the judge once again extends a lifeline. She sets his bond at $10,000 and even orders GPS monitoring with the fees waived, giving him yet another opportunity to stay out of jail while his cases proceed. This is a pivotal moment that shows the court is still, almost unbelievably, trying to give him a chance to do the right thing. He's been given a clear path: make your court dates, stay out of trouble, and reside with family. For the second time, his freedom is in his own hands. The question is, has he learned anything from his previous failures, or is this just another opportunity he's about to squander?
That is the agreement, Your Honor.
All right. For the record, the court is aware of the defendant's history based upon the fact that the defendant is on deferred adjudication out of this court. However, since he's been in custody, I just want to make sure there are no updates that the court needs. Mr. Delgado, can you raise your right hand for the court, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Dean Delgado.
All right, since you've been at the Bear County Jail, are you on any type of medications for mental health issues? All right. Have you ever had any mental health issues? All right, then with regards to the bond, the court will follow your agreement and in that cause number, set the bond at $7,000. Mr. Delgado, do you have a place to live and who you'll be living with?
My brother.
All right, I'm gonna need you all to write the address in this document, and I'll let you have a chance to speak with him in private to write the address down.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, now in regards to CM 114252, is there a proposed bond agreement?
There is no agreement in this one, Your Honor.
There's not an agreement on this.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
I'm requesting $3,000 bond.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
15,000, Your Honor.
All right, and all right, there's a wide gap between what's being requested. So if we'll start with you, defense, it's your motion. Why are you requesting a $3,000 bond?
Well, Your Honor, the bond has not been set. In my opinion, I have looked at the underlying crime that he is accused of committing on this case. And I feel that his participation in the theft of the firearm is fairly limited, Your Honor. And in addition, Mr. Delgado, when he found out that there was a warrant, this offense date was in 2023. When he found out that there was a warrant on this case, he did voluntarily go to the jail and submit for custody.
All right, and counsel, the only bond that, if you have the separate bond paperwork, please give it to me. But I see that we're just here on the CM 114252, and I'm assuming he has a bond on the CM 114250.
Yes, he does, Your Honor.
All right, and what is that bond amount in that case?
That is 15,000, Your Honor.
All right, and state you're requesting 15,000.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and why?
On the basis that while Mr. Pablo Delgado was on supervision for an offense he is accused of committing to others, that the magistrate court judge saw fit to set his bond in one of those cases at 15,000. It stands to reason that his bond should be the same in an offense that arises out of the same criminal episode.
All right, so in that cause number, this is what the court will do. And Mr. Delgado, I want to let you know that I've heard what your attorney has said. I've heard what the state has said, and I'm looking at the fact that you are currently on probation. And the cases that you're alleged to have committed while you were on probation are theft of a vehicle and theft of a firearm. And I understand what your counsel is saying about the facts and the theft of the firearm. Court is going to set your bond and the CM number at $10,000, and the court is going to order full GPS and waive the fees.
Thank you.
And you're to reside with your mother, and defense counsel, if you write the address in that motion, please.
Yes, I will, Your Honor.
All right, next, we're off the record. We need a date for this for a contested hearing. Counsel, do you have the discovery on the CM numbers?
On both of them, not quite, Your Honor. I haven't seen the videos on this,
All right,
Your Honor, but the state did provide me the written report from the police Department, Your Honor.
All right.
And I believe, Your Honor, if I may, I believe the contested hearing is set for August
August
1st.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to keep the August 1st date. Is there anything else from either side?
State, Your Honor.
Not this time, Your Honor.
All right, we'll close the record. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
And Ms. Ferguson, if you'll give him an August, thank you. All right, Dean Delgado. Hello.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, where's Mr. Delgado?
Don't know, Judge.
All right.
I did contact him and spoke to him on Friday. I tried calling him yesterday and got a message, the subscriber you dialed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also tried this morning as well too, Your Honor.
All right, do you know if he is on a commercial bond or no?
Commercial line?
Yes.
Don't know.
Uh,
I think that's just a regular cell
or is
phone.
it a PR bond?
Oh, okay, a
Yeah.
bond, okay. Yeah, he's on a commercial bond, Your Honor.
Did you call the bondsman or
No, I haven't called the bondsman.
you want to call the bondsman? Otherwise, it's going to be a BF that's going to be issued.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and contact the bondsman.
All right, and then if you come back and if there's no luck, then we can hear it.
Okay.
All right,
All
thank
right,
you.
Thanks, sir. That's fine, approach, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. You had requested, the court had requested that I contact Delgado's bondsman. I have done so. And I also received a cosigner telephone number
Mhm.
and I contacted that and left a message.
Okay, all right, we'll go on the record.
Okay.
Could I have a prosecutor on Dean Pablo Delgado? Defendant is not present. Court is calling 2022 CR 3996, State of Texas versus Dean Pablo Delgado. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Gary, hand drawing.
Defense?
Ron Zimmerman.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11 a.m. and your client has not made an appearance. Have you sought to contact your client?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Do you want to place anything on the record or no?
Yes, I have called. I talked to him on Friday on the telephone and then I called him yesterday and received just a recorded message. I called this morning, his telephone number, received the same message, subscriber is not available. I then contacted the Bell bondsman listed for his cases and talked to the Bell bondsman. They gave me a number of the cosigner. I did contact that cosigner, called that number and left a message on that and have not received a return call.
All right, and Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement for Delgado in the hallway?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. He is not in the hall.
All right, state.
State's requesting, I believe, a bond forfeiture or judge's warrant, Your Honor.
All right, the court will issue a bond forfeiture. Your client will be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
It's over. Dean Delgado is a no-show. You can hear the resignation in his own lawyer's voice as he recounts his desperate failed attempts to contact his client. The phone number disconnected. The messages left with a cosigner unanswered. The judge has no choice. She issues a bond forfeiture, meaning the money put up for his freedom is now gone, and a warrant for his arrest is issued. He will be remanded without bond when caught. From a troubled teenager getting a strict but hopeful sentence to a reoffender getting another chance, Delgado's journey ends with him as a fugitive from the law. He ultimately rejected every opportunity the system gave him. What did you think of the judge's repeated attempts to help him? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe for more intense courtroom breakdowns.